Hi everybody! Today's video is a birth announcement video. We are introducing you in this video to the two mini Australian Labradoodle puppies from our precious metals litter. Hi, I'm Claire from Isle Labradoodles, and in today's video we are going to tell you all about our brand new puppies that are just 24 hours old. There's only two puppies in this litter, so it won't be a long video, but we're going to introduce you to each of these mini Labradoodles, tell you a little bit about their color, their pattern, their birth weights. We're going to tell you a little bit about the delivery process, and of course we'll tell you about Mama JoJo. So a lot of people wonder, well, how come this litter only has these two little puppies? And if you look at them here, this one appears to be headless at the moment. Her head is hiding underneath her sister's there. So there's lots of reasons why there can be only two puppies in a litter. Sometimes the timing isn't right, but at Isle Labradoodles we do progesterone testing. And progesterone testing is where you measure the blood level of your girl, and it will tell you from those tests when she's ovulated. And then once she's ovulated, you breed her 24 hours and 48 hours after that's occurred, and that is considered to be the optimum timing in order to get a nice sized litter. That's when her eggs are ready, they've had a chance to ripen, so everything is just right. It's also when the girl is most receptive and generally is feeling favorable towards the male. So that timing, we know, was all dead on for JoJo. She delivered exactly on the day that we anticipated that she would deliver, which tells us that our ovulation timing was fairly accurate as well. Sometimes nutrition can play a role. Sometimes what a girl is eating, for some reason the balance might be out. So we'll review what she had prior to her pregnancy and during her pregnancy, and we'll do a full blood panel on her after we've weaned her, and we'll just check and see if there's anything that's slightly out of whack and if we need to make an adjustment in her feeding routine. The other thing that can happen is sometimes, just like with people or any other mammal, something goes wrong. The puppies are not properly formed, the egg isn't fertilized quite completely, and then dogs do what we call resorb the puppies. This is different from women who, when they have a miscarriage, they expel the fetus, but dogs resorb them, and it's not reabsorb them, it's resorb, R-E-S-O-R-B, but it's basically the same thing as reabsorbing them. The puppies just merely disintegrate within their bodies and become part of their system. So you don't know necessarily when this has happened because you don't see anything. So JoJo may very well have had 6 or 7 or 8 or 4 of her eggs fertilized, and for some reason things just didn't work out right. It could be that the placentas didn't attach properly. Many things can go wrong in pregnancy, and then she just resorbed those puppies. We'll never know. There was no sign of anything, and there generally isn't any sign when that happens. Or maybe JoJo just had only 2 eggs, and so that's why we have these 2 adorable little puppies here. Whatever the reason is, we are very happy to have these 2 mini Australian Labradoodle puppies. And for JoJo and her first litter, it was really easy going for her. It was a lovely introduction to motherhood and to whelping. JoJo barely even showed us she was having any signs of early labor. She barely panted. She dug up one bed for about all of 3 seconds, and then she went to sleep right beside me. And she woke up and she was panting a little bit. And then, just after midnight on the 21st of October, which was her due date, I got a little paw on the shoulder. And I was like, yeah, are you going to have the babies now? And she did start to have contractions. She only had her contractions for about 10 minutes. And then puppy number 1, which is this puppy here, brown collar girl, this beautiful little gold caramel. This was the first puppy who was born. And poof, The puppy just shot right out. There is absolutely nothing difficult about the delivery. And this little cutie pie is a golden caramel, and she is marked quite similarly to JoJo. Now JoJo is a phantom, and this puppy, being caramel, cannot show you if she is or is not a phantom, but she has lots of white markings, which are in this color what we call a faux tuxedo pattern. So you can see she has all the white around her chest, white up her legs, a great deal of white on her head. She has white all the ways around her neck and down the back of her head, white on her back legs, and then she has her white tip tail. Both of them have the little white tip tails, which is Copper, the sire of this litter. That is his signature on pretty much every single one of his puppies. So this little darling girl was born just after midnight, and her birth weight was 238 grams. So these are tiny puppies. These are definitely mini puppies. The brown collar girl is the quieter of the two puppies so far. They're only 24 hours old, so a little unfair to tell you too much about their personalities. So that's our little brown collar girl. We'll just put her down here. The puppies are now doing quite nicely with their nursing. You'll see how brown collar, they're just attached right away. No problems at all. There's certainly no shortage of milk at the milk bar. Now this is one of the things that we have to be very careful about in this litter, because normally JoJo would be producing milk for a litter of say 6 or 8 puppies, and she does have 5 spots at her milk bar on each side, which means she has 10 teats. So we have to make sure that we monitor very closely that she doesn't develop mastitis from having too much milk and not enough puppies to take the milk out of her. So what we're doing up on the top half of her is we're putting cabbage on her. So we warm the cabbage up, and then we hold the cabbage on like a compress. We leave it there. We hope for 10 minutes. JoJo is not very good at lying still. She's just getting the hang of that still. So this morning we only got 7 minutes. And that's the same with JoJo's diet. We have to give her lots of extra calories to make sure we're fully supporting her while she's lactating, because even with 2 little mini Labradoodle puppies, this is still a tremendous strain on her system. It's a lot of work to nurse puppies. So we want to make sure that she's eating lots and she's fully supported nutritionally speaking, but we don't want to just give her as much food as she'll eat, because that will help contribute to how much milk is being produced. And again, we don't want to be having an overproduction of milk. So it always seems with the girls, either you're worried that they're not producing enough, or you're worried that they're producing too much. So that's why we all, as Labradoodle breeders, our dream litter is 6 to 8 puppies, because that is the size of litter where you are least likely to have issues. Now here is our second little participant in JoJo's milk bar, and this is little peach color girl. This is our copper colored little precious metal puppy from this litter. This little girl was born just a little bit after 1 a.m. on the 21st of October. And so she was quite a long time after her sister was born, but JoJo had no contractions until about 2 minutes to 1. She had 4 contractions, and then poof, out this little one slid. And you can see she's quite different because she is mostly solid. Now she's very much like her Papa Copper in that she has some red on her chest, or white rather. She is a red caramel, not a gold caramel. She has a little bit of white in those toes where they're dipped, and she has the teeniest little white tip on the end of her tail, but no white on her head or on her face. Hello, pretty girl. This little girl has been fairly vocal. We have not had a full night's sleep yet. And part of that is the baby's getting used to things, and part of that is JoJo, this is her first litter, and so she too is getting used to things. So what was happening was the babies would be in one position. They would stop nursing. JoJo would get up and just reposition herself to be more comfortable. And so the babies would stay here, for instance. She would end up over here, and the babies couldn't get to her because they're too little to really be getting around much on the first day of life. And JoJo didn't quite understand why they weren't coming to her, or the necessity of her going to them. It takes a good 24, 48 hours for a girl to be able to comprehend the first time just what's going on, what her role is, and what's required. And just the mere fact of lying still and being in place for the babies is, quite something that's different for a girl. She's in here by herself. She's segregated from the other dogs. She has to stay still, and she has these two little things that she's not entirely sure what they're all about. Plus, after you just whelp, your hormones are all over the place, and so you feel all sorts of things. So it takes a little while for our mama dogs to get settled in. But as you can see right now, this is how we like to see our mama dogs. This is what we are looking for. I'll try to move my legs so you can see a little bit better there. So you can see now JoJo has the idea. She's lying down exactly as she should be. This is the perfect position for nursing and allowing the babies full access, easy access. She's nice and calm now. She's settled down. So we're quite sure that she's going to be completely familiar with her role and do a good job with it in the next couple of days. So her family will come to visit her in a few days, but first we'll get her fully settled, make sure that the babies continue to gain weight steadily, and what we really are looking for is a good solid 24-hour period where we aren't having to come in and interfere, replace the babies, talk to JoJo and remind her that she needs to lie down and just be quiet. So it's quite a bit for her to learn, but we're really proud of her because she's learning this so quickly and she's really settling into the role nicely. And today we haven't heard anything from the babies. Today JoJo had a little bit of excitement as we had one of our guardian dogs is here just for a brief stay during the day, and then she's going to have a 2-week stay with Taylor. But Taylor's in Victoria today on some other dog business for us, so she's not coming back till this afternoon. So when Misha, our other guardian dog, came into the house, JoJo just about went through the roof. Now this is a great sign, and this is also very typical. Mama Labradoodles, mama dogs of all kinds are extraordinarily protective of their babies. They will literally give their lives to protect their babies. So she was in quite a state. She was all upset that there was a strange dog coming in the front door near her babies. So I came in and reassured her and comforted her. And then we just have Misha down on the lower level with our dogs today until Taylor gets here, so that everybody's calm and quiet, because we want this. This is what you want to see whenever you're checking on your girls. If you're a new breeder, this is what you want your Mama Labradoodle to look like. This is the sign of happy, contented puppies and a relaxed mom. And when mums get upset and stressed, all of that goes right out the milk bar and into the puppies. And what's happening with the puppies now will have an influence on them for the rest of their lives. So we want to make sure we always have everything as calm and quiet as possible. So whenever we have anybody else coming, we arrange for them to come in a different door, so there is the least amount of upset for JoJo or whomever is in the maternity ward here. So that's our very short little update for our precious metals litter. We will be doing our updates on the weekends for this litter. They were born on a Thursday, so probably Saturday, generally speaking, will be when our weekly updates come out. And next week, we will see how they've done with their weight gain, and we'll let you know how JoJo settled into the whole process of motherhood. And we'll see just how much these little mini Labradoodle puppies have grown. If you have any questions, and if you're a new breeder and you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments. I'm happy to help answer any questions I can. We hope you enjoyed the video and can give us a thumbs up. And we do hope you're subscribed to our channel. That way you'll get a notification every time we do a video. And we do videos on various topics, all sorts of things on puppy raising, canine nutrition, raw dog food, feeding, all sorts of different things. So we try and share all of the things that we've learned with all of you as much as we can. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.